What is up, everybody? Bootman here, and we are back with another Marvel Snap video. And in this video, I got 10 more, yeah, you heard that right, 10 more decks that'll help you reach infinite. All right, we got a couple weeks left in the season. These are tried and true decks, all right, and I'm gonna share them with all of you beautiful people out there. But before we get started, if you're new here, hi, my name is Chris. I also go by Bootman, and if you love Marvel Snap as much as I do, especially the competitive aspect, ranking up the ladder, discussing different decks, cards, strategies, all that kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And by being a subscriber, you get all sorts of cool stuff aside from this amazing content, all right? Down in the description down below, we have an amazing Discord server, all right? Come hang out. We have a bunch of cool people, bunch of cool channels in there, and I'll discuss a little bit more about Discord in a second. But as a subscriber, and if you follow me on Twitter, down in the description below, it's at BootmanMSTZ, super easy. If you're following me on Twitter as well, every single month I give away 3 season passes for free, all right? So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you follow me on Twitter. This upcoming month, Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm stoked for the movie. I already got my tickets for me and my son and my buddy. But yeah, we got Nebula coming out, High Evolutionary, all sorts of stuff. So make sure you're following and you might get a chance to win one of those free season passes. All right, so these 10 decks, I just posted a list like, last week, was it? It was 18 decks to help you reach infinite. I sourced all of those from Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot, so follow me. I'm a pretty cool guy to follow. But anyways, in our Discord server, they're like, yo, Chris, we're like your homies. We're like the diehards. We're like the real fans. How come you're not sharing our infinite decks? I'm like, you know what? You guys are right. Because your boy Chris, he knows how to admit when he's wrong, all right? So I created a channel in our Discord server for infinite decks, all right? So people can post them in there. So these 10 came from our Discord server. Come hang out, bunch of cool people. And we have people like using like different decks, crafting their own decks and stuff like that. And they're just like sitting in our Discord server, not out there in the public. So you might find some stuff in here that's super interesting. We have stuff that ranges from all over. Some are like pool 3. I think one of them on this list was like pool 2. But yeah, check them out and come hang out. So here, let me switch views for all you beautiful people real quick. Boom. All right. So this first one here, this comes from Barty U. All right, so we got a typical Thanos Lockjaw deck. I'm not sure the best way to do this. I'll try to blow it up. That doesn't blow up too big. But anyways, this one actually uses Monkey. This one has Hitmonkey in it too. Oh, so you know what? I just glanced at this originally. I was like, oh, this is just like a typical Thanos Lockjaw deck. You got Dino, you got Leech, frickin' Leech, right? But no, this is interesting. It has Hitmonkey, has Iron Man in it, so it blends a little bit of that ongoing, and it has Wasp too. That's a pretty interesting deck. So if you want to shake up your Thanos deck a little bit, give this one a try. I like that one. By the way, if you heard some clicks, like I'm using like Discord in the browser, and I think it changed my settings, so my apologies if you hear a little beep. But anyways, I think I got it taken care of. All right, so this next one comes from 1010, #1 scroll enjoyer. All right, so 1010's always posting decks in there. 1010 is my boy, all right? So come hang out. 1010 always has different deck ideas. He also posts his stats and stuff with it too. So like this deck, as you can see, has like a 68% win rate with 131 games. So super cool dude in our Discord server. So this one, he's got my fave. He's got my new fave in here. It's a super scroll deck. So I told Tintin I'm gonna try this. I might even make a video on this because I have yet to do this. He's been hyping up this deck for a while. So this is a Patriot deck, all right, and looks pretty dope. I love Patriot decks, by the way, with Onslaught. Like I stopped playing Onslaught really early on, like pool 2 or pool 3, whenever you get them, whatever. But like, I think in like series 3 complete, in the higher ranks, Onslaught is kind of surprising, and it's such a powerful card, right? Like think about like when you're playing an ongoing deck and then Onslaught Citadel pops up, like how freaking excited do you get when that happens, right? So you got your own personal Onslaught in here. So this is cool, and it has Super Scroll in here. And like I've said, like you don't build decks around Super Scroll. You kind of throw Super Scroll in for a tech card. So this is interesting. I'm curious why this works so much, but like, I definitely think it's helpful because a lot of people are running like Patriot decks with like Bast and stuff like that. So you could sneak in your Super Scroll and you already have a deck built around that. So that's pretty awesome. And plus, you already have like Mystique in here and stuff. Like, be cool if there was like an Iron Man slipped in here somewhere, but hey, I like it. I like this deck. I'm gonna give it a try. Might make a video. So yeah, definitely check this one out. All right, next one up comes from Cosmonaut. So we got a little Hazmat Luke Cage action, all right? So me personally, these decks never work out for me. There's too much to line up. I will say this, like there was like a point last season where I was like really getting down with like a Luke Cage deck. It was like this weird kind of deck. It had Luke Cage and Hazmat, but it also had like, Negasonic Teenage Warhead in it. I was getting a ton of wins with it, right? And then some people were like, hey, why don't you put Typhoid Mary? Why don't you put Typhoid Mary? The first game I put Typhoid Mary in there, she got Shang-Chi'd, right? But I don't know if I was running Cosmos. This is kind of interesting. I do see a lot of people using like Hazmat style decks to hit infinite. And like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's certain MMR brackets or what, but it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for some people. But I think the content creator, I think she mainly does Twitch. I think she just hit infinite this season after like having like a struggle to hit infinite the last couple seasons. She hit it with a Hazmat deck. So maybe give this a try. I also like the tech cards in here too. You know, you got Sarah, Enchantress in here along with Shang-Chi and Killmonger. Like that package right there, I love it. I love it so much. Next up, this one comes from Diamanu. We got another Patriot deck. All right, so looking at it, no Super Scroll, a little bit different. But we got Cosmo in here. I have seen people having some success with these Patriot decks with Dr. Doom. So here's what I don't know. I don't know if Dr. Doom and Ultron is too much, right? So we got Dr. Doom, Ultron, and Chavez. Like, I like Chavez for the consistency, but I think I might go either or on here. I was watching someone, it might've been Jeff Hoagland, playing a deck real similar to this, but they slipped in Storm too. So that way they were locking their opponent out of an area, but then also having cards that can get into that area. I do enjoy how this has Cosmo as well. Very good, I like that. All right, so next up we have Overhawk, and Overhawk here is an overachiever, gave us 4 decks that they use. So the first one, they use 70 to 72, then they use the next one from 72 to 88, then the next one was 88 to 95, the next one was 95 to 105. So first up, starting out with a pretty typical Shuri deck. This one, a little off meta, right? Like it has Vision as well as Dr. Doom. Well, I think the most surprising thing in here is this isn't running Red Skull. I was looking at like Shuri stats the other day and I saw like there's like a certain amount of people who don't use Red Skull. I'm like, who are those people? Right here, it's Yamadu, all right? So pretty interesting. I think you can catch people off guard, maybe, I don't know. This one, Galestro X. So what is this? So we have a Galactus deck. Galactus decks with Leech. So Overhawk, you were trying to be the most frustrating person on Earth. So yeah, this definitely does work. It has some backup plans. It has Leech. I can't tell you, like, it's rare that Galactus decks run Leech, but when they do, it is the most frustrating thing because like when you're like, okay, I see Galactus coming from like a mile away. Here's what I'm gonna do. And then all of a sudden Leech comes out and it screws up your whole plan. So yeah, interesting deck, has some backup plans in here. Next up, the Electro Ramp deck. A lot of people have been using these decks. I tweeted about this on Twitter the other day. I used Sandman just to kind of play around with it and test it out, see if I didn't find it as boring. It was less boring than before, but yo, I had like a 97% win rate. I had a 97% win rate with Sandman deck. So let me see here. So yeah, I think this might be the exact deck that I use. And it's just really powerful, right? Like you start out the early turns, like what I would do is I would wait until, if I had Sunspot or Ebony Maw, I would like, well, mainly Ebony Maw. If I had Ebony Maw and no Sunspot, I would wait. I would skip the first turn because by turn 2, I was hoping to have Sunspot and Ebony Maw down. Then turn 3, you can run Electro. If you have Wave and Sandman, like game over, right? But yeah, so like the Jubilee and Odin combo, like I get it. I've run with it. And I don't know. I just think there's something better we can do. I don't know what that is, but like, just for example, like I dropped Jubilee, right? and then Odin, and then she pulls Odin, and it's like, yeah, I got 3 cards, one of them's 8 power, you know what I mean? I'm like, I just feel like I could do something different. Odin on Dr. Doom is huge, so I think maybe Jubilee is the one I question, right? But like Odin on Arrow too, when they're only able to run 1 card per turn, like that will drive somebody insane. So I love this deck. I think they're like, this is literally the deck that I use. I had an insane win weight. This is like, it feels like there's something different that we could be doing. And then the last deck is their Darkhawk deck. Looks pretty standard. I think this is like, yeah, I think this is the Binks version. No, this one has Moon Girl in it. But yeah, where's Super Scroll? Where's Super Scroll, yo? But yeah, this deck, like, this is just a good deck. This is a good deck. I don't know why more people aren't running it. Like, I've seen people get frustrated and I'm just like, hey, just run this deck. All right, so here's to switch things up. This image is kind of small. Let me see if I can blow it up. Yeah, you guys can see that. So this is a move deck. Me, I don't like move decks. It's more of my play style, but like Molt, the other content creator here on YouTube, loves move decks. So like, if you're into them, check this out. I don't know if this is the one that KM Best used to promote, that one of those tournaments, because I see Leech in here. It was like a move deck with Leech, people just tossing Leech and everything. But I will say, I do love like when people like include like Heimdall and stuff, like when it just shifts lanes and you're not expecting it. But I think people would expect it in this type of deck. But it is nice to see a move deck hidden infinite. All right. And you know what card I love? I love Hulkbuster. Here's the thing. Like, I want them to buff Hulkbuster in some way, right? Because like, I really want the Wakanda version, the one that looks like Black Panther, that variant. Love it, but like, I just don't know where I would squeeze Hulkbuster in outside of a move deck, which I don't play. I've seen some people like try to say it, but I'm like, yeah, but it's like, there's so many other like good 3-cost cards that, or like a way, like I could just toss in like, you know, a blue Marvel or something. So rather than giving, you know, one of my cards like a little bit of buff, like I can give all my cards a tinier bit of buff, but it's like spread out, you know what I mean? So I wish I could find more utility for Hulkbuster, and maybe it's just because nobody experiments with it. Maybe that's what I'll do. If I get that variant, here's why I haven't got that variant. That variant's freaking 1,200 gold. I've bought one variant so far. It was a Kang variant, and it was 700 gold, but it's sick. It's very nice, has a purple border on it too now. Ooh, I'll show it to y'all sometime. All right, next, we got Myth. So Myth is running a couple decks that have been shown to do really well in tournaments. So this one's Johnson Ongoing. I tried this deck. I didn't have luck, but I know for a fact it's a strong deck. Like, here's the thing about this deck. I cannot for the life of me understand Psylocke. I do not understand Psylocke in this deck, but people are using it and they're winning with it. Like, you have Time Stone in there, right? Psylocke's a backup plan, but it's just like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not cheating out anything like major super early. Like, that's what Lockjaw's for. That's what Time Stone's for. For me, it feels like excessive, but like, I don't know. If somebody can explain it to me, let me know. Like, but I played this deck for a few hours one night and I ended up like rotating Psylocke out for whatever reason. But yeah, the other deck, this one's been getting popular too. And let me clear something up. This has been driving me nuts, and I know it's been driving KM Best nuts too. All right, so this is the Gunny Patriot deck. So this is a Patriot deck, it runs Leech, it's pretty fun. I played this for a bit, it is pretty consistent, it's pretty dope, because like you have Leech in here, you have Shang-Chi in here, like most people just expect you running Patriot, you're just gonna go straight Patriot, cards without abilities, blah, blah, blah. No, this card's got a Shang-Chi, it's got a Leech, right? But anyways, here's what's been driving me nuts, as well as KM Best. So KM Best helped popularize this deck, right? And there's literally people like, oh, I'm using this KM Best deck and I don't know why he called it like Gunny Patriot, like I don't get it. This deck came from somebody named Gunny, all right? KM Best has said it a million times whenever he promotes this deck. He says it comes from somebody named Gunny. They like played it in a tournament. They used this. Their name was Gunny, so he named it Gunny Patriot. So if you use this deck, give this person Gunny some props. But I think KM Best said in his last podcast episode, like this guy Gunny like just came to a tournament, won it with this deck, or like placed really well, and like disappeared off the face of the earth. So I don't know. I don't think he's offended if anybody's stealing credit for this deck. So next up, we got Silmani, we got a Hawk Dino up in here. So yeah, this right here, because wait, let me check something real quick. Who's the other Hawk Dino? Yeah, so this one wasn't running Cosmo. This one wasn't running Cosmo. So this one runs Cosmo. I like it. Ooh, it also has Sarah in there. This is something I think I mentioned in my Super Scroll video. I've been like considering running Sarah. So this is interesting. So let me just take a step real quick. Let me look. So like with this deck, like maybe this is what I've been looking for. And what I would do is slip in Super Scroll right here. Right here, I'd put Super Scroll because I am curious how Sarah does with something like this. I think I ran a version with Sarah, like a Darkhawk Dino deck, like with Sarah like last season. Can't remember how it performed, but yeah, I like this. I'm really a fan of these Darkhawk Dino decks, especially with my boy Super Scroll up in there. Ooh. All right, so next up, we got Latino. So Latino, another great person to follow along with in our Discord server. So Latino, kind of like Tintin, he crafts a lot of decks. I don't know how many of you were here last season, but one of the first decks I posted that hit Infinite last season came from Latino. It was like a Doomwave style deck with some twist on it. And a lot of people were just like in the comment section on Twitter, they're like, yo, this deck has helped me reach Infinite. So like Latino makes some dope decks. This one, like I was looking at this before I made the video. I'm like, this is nice, right? Because it like has a variety, right? Like this one has some tools in here to maintain priority. You got Sentinel, you have Lizard, you have Mr. Fantastic, you have some Lockdown with Storm, right? You have some tech cards in here like Killmonger and Shang-Chi. Then you have a Sandman in here. So like what I like about this deck is that it's so flexible. Like this deck right here, like I might test this out. Like you have a lot of options, right? There's so many decks. For some of us in certain MMR brackets, we're facing so many different decks that I really like how this can shift and turn different ways. You even have Daredevil in here for a little intel. I like this. Latino makes some dope decks. All right, and last up, we got Calvino? Calvino, is that what your name is? So Infinite helped. I don't know if I had a chance. Oh yeah. I did see this one. Because I'm like, yeah, this is a great deck and it annoys the hell out of me. I don't know if this is the exact deck I've faced up against, but like these ones where they're running like a Tuma with Professor X and stuff. It's like kind of your classic ongoing, but also with like some twists. I don't know why this deck isn't used more. I don't know why. Every time I have faced against this deck, it has been one of the most frustrating things on earth. This is a powerful deck, and I really hope all of you watching it, you at least give it a try. I haven't tried it yet, just because it's not really my style of deck. Like even when Destroyer, like the Destroyer ongoing decks were like really big, I knew how powerful they were, but like, I just didn't really use them at all. But every time I face, I lose to this deck all the time. So anyways, so make sure you check it out. All right, but anyways, those are 10 decks from our Discord server. Make sure you come to join our Discord server. Share your Infinite deck. Maybe I'll toss you in a video. You never know. All right, but anyways, that's all I got for this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers whenever we can. All right, we're at 8,500. Just crossed that milestone, but we're shooting for 10,000. Hit that subscribe button. We got a ton of cool stuff. Make sure you join our Discord server. Follow me on Twitter at BootmanMSTZ if you want to be part of our monthly giveaways. And yeah, that's all I got. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.